Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to the LFC Transfer News Show. This is hopefully going to be a continued thing throughout the summer because realistically, unless Liverpool are playing games of football, well, that's all we're probably going to be talking about is transfers throughout the summer. So this is what it's going to be until, maybe we find a fancy new name for it. Who knows? But as you can see, I am joined by a very special guest. We are joined by Mr. Douglas Horn, or Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, how you doing, mate?
I am doing tickety-boo, my friend. A lot has happened actually recently. We'll just briefly say that Conte has left Inter. Simone Inzaghi has now been confirmed as Inter Milan manager. Zidane's left Real Madrid. Pochettino might be going back to Spurs. What's going on?
Football in 2021. That's what's happening anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway on the whole managerial swap deals, if you want to really call it that. I know that loads of people have been speaking about, if Harry Kane joins, if he joins Man City, then the whole dominoes effect will be happening. I think that's happening right now in terms of managers. I think literally every single manager is going to swap apart from Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. I think that's all that's going to happen anyway, of course. But as you can see, that is scrolling down on the bottom of your screen is tonight's topics anyway that we are going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about our Liverpool favourites to sign Bissouma now from Brighton. We'll have news on that anyway. We'll also be talking about have Liverpool put Divock Origi up for sale, and we'll be talking a little bit more about Xherdan Shaqiri as well. That has happened, in the last couple of minutes anyway, the whole rumours about Xherdan Shaqiri. And then we'll be ending tonight's show with, of course, talking about the big topic, Youri Tielemans being linked with a move to Liverpool Football Club, which, if it happened, would be absolutely huge in terms of Leicester City, Liverpool Football Club, and I think the Premier League itself anyway. But like I said, we will be moving on to the Bissouma talk quite soon anyway. But let's say evening to Seamus Moore. Anyways, good evening. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Anyway, and guys, let us know your thoughts if you're watching on repeat or watching live. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Myself and Doug will answer back to each and every single one of you about tonight's topics. Anyway, or if you have any other questions that you want us to answer, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But let's get on then towards the news about Bissouma. Anyway, I'm not going to pronounce his first name because I don't want to butcher it. I do very much apologize for not mentioning his full name anyway. But of course, our reliable friend Fabrizio Romano tweeting out earlier saying Bissouma is approached, and he's one of the options in the Arsenal list as midfielders, but not the first one. Arsenal Football Club are also looking at different kind of players in this position. Many clubs interested in Bissouma. Liverpool too. The race is open now. Doug, how do you take that news of Bissouma? Because I know, of course, he's been linked with the move. Of course, that gap is there in the Liverpool squad with, Gini Wijnaldum leaving on a free and looking likely to sign with Barcelona. Do you think, Bissouma to Liverpool would be the correct thing for both parties?
I think we've been tracking him for a while. I think he's been tracked since he joined Brighton. So he's obviously got something. But are we favourites for him? Possibly. If rumours are to be believed, that apparently representatives of Liverpool and representatives of Yves Bissouma are meant to be meeting potentially tomorrow, which would be big. The only query I have is what happens in January, because I'm not sure what nationality he is, but he would probably be away to the African Cup of Nations. That's the only query that I have about him. But what you can say about Yusuf Bissouma, he's a fantastic player. He's done really, really well at Brighton. I would probably say he's been probably their player of the season as well in terms of playing consistently enough. I don't think he missed a Premier League game. I think it was maybe only one or two. I think he maybe missed due to maybe suspension, picking up far too many yellow cards. But Brighton did well this season. So I think if we're talking about us being favourites for him, looking at that, Yes, but then again, you could say that Arsenal are definitely in for him because there is rumours that Xhaka is wanted by a certain Jose Mourinho. I never thought I'd be saying that. An ex-Spurs manager and an ex-Chelsea manager wanting an Arsenal player, Xhaka for Roma.
Yeah.
But there we go.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we just spoke about the dominoes effect, and that what it does look like for Arsenal anyway. Of course, they've been linked to someone that we mentioned in the last video, Jose Aouar. That's a type of player that they've been interested in for the last 12 months. And look, if it isn't Liverpool, if it isn't Arsenal, where else is Bazuma going to go? Could he go to potentially Chelsea? I think we mentioned at one point as well. But to be fair, I think everyone gets linked towards Chelsea these days. I think that's a throwaway rumor. To be fair,
Chelsea have a million midfielders anyway, so I don't think he'll go there somehow.
Yeah, that is true anyway. But as you can see on your screen right now, anyway, here is well, look at this heat map. Like Jesus Christ, that's right slap bang in the center of it. To be fair, as you can see here is his match ratings over the last game, an average of the season of 7.07, which is pretty decent, to be fair. From a midfielder, of course. Senegal, I think that is the country. I could be completely wrong with that, so I do deeply apologize if
Mali,
that is the case.
I think.
Is it Mali?
I think it's Mali.
I'm not sure. We'll just say that he's definitely going to the African Cup of Nations if that is the case. But of course, playing 36 games overall, 35 starts, obviously one substitute appearance, 1 goal, and no assists. Which if you listen to LFC Twitter, that's prime Gini Wijnaldum. That is. Whenever you listen to anyone on there, and as you can see right there, the market value according to SofaScore is 15.7 million. But of course, the best place to go for his actual transfer fee is Transfer Market. But Doug, what would be the ideal? Let me make us normal size. What would be the realistic price you'd want him for? Because I think out of all of the midfield targets that have been suggested towards Liverpool, I think Bazuma has been quoted as the cheapest. I think around 35 million has been floating around there. And how much would you want us to spend on his services?
I think if you SofaScore is saying 15.7 million is his actual price tag. I would think anywhere between 20 and 25 million. I think that would be pretty good. Look, I think we have to say I think Basuma wants to leave Brighton. I think that's certainty. I think there's been a lot of talk that he wants to leave. I think he wanted to leave last summer as well, but obviously stayed on another season. But Basuma's been a very good signing for Brighton, and as you say, 35 appearances. And I will say between 20 and 25 million would probably. I think Brian would take that.
Yeah, I think they would as well. And let me quickly get up his profile if I can. Anyway, let's quickly get it up. Where is he? There he is. There is the man himself on Transfer Market. There we go. As you can see right now, anyway, let me make it bigger for you guys. As you can see, anyway, his current market value, it was just, but it is Mali as well. That he is from as well.
There we go.
Apologize for that. Anyway, as you can see right now, anyway, his current market value is at 17 million euros, which is very, very interesting. That is around 14 million pounds, I believe. So that would be very, very interesting anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway on Basuma. Would you like him to replace Gini Wijnaldum in the Liverpool squad? Because I think many people would prefer him. Like Doug said and myself, he does look to be the cheaper option for Liverpool if we was to go that way anyway. And look, we spoke about Gini Wijnaldum himself, being from one of those clubs down there, actually getting relegated with Newcastle. And look, I think many people would be very, very interested in his services. And he might not look a good player, for Brighton, but maybe under Jurgen Klopp, he can definitely look the part anyway. But Seamus Moore says Basuma is cheaper option, but from what I've seen of him this season, he looks a good player. He also says, I think we can get him for 20 million or less. Ben is in saying, yes, now, fellas. Hello, Ben. Hopefully
Hello,
on a
Ben.
fantastic day. The Anfield Talk is in as well, saying, great show, guys. Keep it up. Thank you, Anfield Talk. We actually will be quoting one of your tweets in a moment. So thank you for keeping up with the updates as well concerning Liverpool Football Club. Brighton won't want to let him go easy. That is true, Ben. They won't.
Yeah,
Look, he's probably their best player. Up there, to be fair, especially to a team in the same league. Very good chance we can overpay here. Yeah, and look, I think we can all safely say is that Liverpool will most likely go and pay in installments. We've done it over the last 2 years. We've obviously paid, obviously Thiago and Jota, and I think there was a couple of other players as well throughout the years that we've paid, installments throughout the player's contract. And Doug, would you agree with that Liverpool could end up being overpriced, especially if Arsenal start coming in, and obviously when two clubs go at one another, the price goes up, sadly enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I think we have to look at Jamal Lewis. I think Jamal Lewis was a prime example of that last season. We were meant to be going for him. And then I think Norwich priced him at £20 million and Liverpool just said no. And then Newcastle came in with a 13.5 million offer, and literally Norwich just snapped their hand off, and they took that money. So yeah, there is a chance of being overpriced. Because it is the Premier League and because of obviously players moving from club to club for sure. But I would say with caution, look at the Jamal Lewis, because I was absolutely sure that he was going to join us last season, but obviously not. And then we went for Shimikas. So watch out on that one, I think, is the main thing I would have to say about that.
Yeah, 100%. Data says Liverpool should go for Sancho. I don't think the Sancho, Haaland, and Mbappe rumours are done this summer. I'm not going to lie to there. Top of the Cop is in as well, saying, all right, lads, hopefully you're on a fantastic day, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Gary says, I'm waiting for the Sancho Mbappe medical corner. As soon as it happens, I will let you know. Of course, tomorrow it is getting rumoured anyway that Kanate will get announced, which if it does, we'll bring out a video. We might even live stream it, so please have those notifications on to stay tuned to when that does happen, because as soon as it happens, we will let you know anyway. Seamus Moore says Tielemans is the player I would like to see at Liverpool, but it won't happen. He will be well overpriced. We will talk about him towards the end of the show. He will be the last topic we will talk about, and I think we will be talking about him for a while. So any Leicester fans in as well, please put your seatbelts in. We're not going to be talking about Tielemans for quite some time. Anyway, am I the only one that would be surprised if Sancho picked us over another team, considering that he's a Manc? I believe he's a Chelsea fan, Ben. I think he's a
Chelsea fan. Yeah, I think what's happened. I think he was Manchester born, but he's a Chelsea fan. I'm eating quavers and I'm happy.
For God's sake, Ben. 1892 Red Podcast then. Hello, lads. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day as well. Saying Tielemans swap deal with Keita. No. God, no. No, look. To be fair, look, Leicester and Keita's been linked to one another. Look, maybe time will tell anyway. Ron's in as well saying, do not forget to like, sub, and share. Follow fellow Reds. Love from Barbados. You never walk alone. Thank you very much.
lucky thing. I wish I was in Barbados right now.
I think everyone would like to be in Barbados, but thank you for tuning in all the way from Barbados. You never walk alone to you as well, mate. And yeah, if you could, please hit that like button, share and subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated as always. Anyway, but moving on then to our next topic that we're going to be talking about. It's going to be a kind of a 2-in-1 situation. Of course, we was going to be talking, and you can see by the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about Divock Origi, and have Liverpool put him on sale. I did have a piece that the Echo did write on it, but sadly the Echo took it down, which I don't know why. It's sad, but Thank you to Anfield talk was in here earlier. If I can quickly get it up on stream, there we go. We're also going to be talking about this man as well, and that is Mr. Xherdan Shaqiri. And we're going to be kind of linking the two in with one another because, as you can see on your screen right now, they are reporting anyway, or this person's reporting. Liverpool are demanding 14 million euros for Xherdan Shaqiri. Sevilla, Roma, and Lazio are in talks with the player. Now, according to the Echo's report as well, it did say that Divock Origi has been put up on sale. Of course, Liverpool did reject, I believe 2 years ago, a £25 million move for Divock Origi from Wolverhampton Wanderers. That was rejected at the time. Probably the wrong choice now because we don't know how much Divock Origi is going for. Anyway, I think on transfer market he is valued at around £12 million. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'll double check in a brief moment anyway. But Doug, I think both players, they've obviously had their moments at Liverpool. Of course, Divock Origi at the end of 18-19 was the best forward in world football. I think with scoring, of course, in the Champions League against Barcelona and obviously scoring the winning goal against, Spurs. And I think, Shaqiri as well in that time, I think he's been a very good impact player. Would you be sad to see both of them leave this summer if it was to happen?
I think I'm going to speak on all behalf of everyone associated with Liverpool. Shaqiri, thank you so much for the Manchester United goals that got Mr. Mourinho sacked. I think everyone remembers that. Came on, changed the game, and obviously scored against Everton. So he's done his Liverpool career no harms. But look, I think it'd be good the right time for Shaqiri to move on. I think Shaqiri's been a very good signing. I think he's been value for money. I mean, we only paid 12.5 million, and if we're wanting 14 million euros, that's almost 12.7 million, I think. So we are making the money back on Shaqiri. I like the fact that Sevilla has been mentioned for Shaqiri because they already have an interest in Minamino as well, so there might be movement there. So we might see a couple of Reds go to Sevilla. Lazio have just lost their manager, so I know they've been a big factor in wanting Shaqiri. So, but I know that Simone Inzaghi went to Inter Milan today, so I don't know who's talking with them if it is Lazio. What was the other with Fenerbahce?
Yeah,
don't see him going to Turkey. I don't see him going to Turkey, so I think it's probably between Sevilla and Lazio, and I think it'd be a good move on Origi. I think we should have sold him when he scored those goals in the Champions League. I think that was the right time to sell him and just get him out on when he's on high, because he's won everything with Liverpool. So the fact that he hasn't been mentioned in matchday squads as well is quite telling as well. So yep, I think Origi will definitely go. Also, the fact is he isn't in the Belgium squad, I think, kind of says how bad his season has been. But I wish both Shaqiri and Origi both well, if they do both go.
Yeah, and I think, look, you mentioned a great point there in terms of Divock Origi not being selected in terms of Belgium. Now, Christian Benteke has been selected. We know that, he's done brilliantly over the last couple of months in getting his career back on track, because there was a time and period where I think it was about 12-13 months that he didn't score Premier League goal, and then of course the last couple of months he's been flying in as well. And I think the very interesting thing with Origi is that he hasn't been, like you just said, he hasn't been in the matchday squad. He hasn't been fighting for Diogo Jota and Bobby Firmino in that, in that sense of, I'll have the opportunity in the team and I'll have, that opportunity to, get Liverpool back on track for this season. Of course, we got back on track eventually, but in terms of, we're actually, looking at it and going, yeah, Divock Origi, absolutely fantastic player when he gets going. But for me, the problem is with him, can never break the front three. I don't think that's, an obvious thing. And I think once he has a good period, he then has a very bad injury period. And for me, Origi, he has that moment. He's one of those momentum players where he needs to be playing week in, week out. I think personally, to be able to, build up, maybe, 10, 15 goals a season. I think that is the problem with Divock. And look, Divock has been linked towards Wolves. He's been linked to a move to Germany. I think Leipzig were interested in maybe taking him as well. And there's plenty more clubs out there well.
I heard Mönchengladbach was another one.
Yeah, Mönchengladbach
as well.
And the interesting thing as well is that Liverpool could use both Shaqiri and Divock Origi to maybe, get other players that we want this summer. Go to a club and go, okay, we want this player. Will Divock Origi or Xherdan Shaqiri be there as well? So, time will tell with that anyway. But if I quickly point it onto the screen right now, if I can get it up anyway. There we go. This is Divock Origi's transfer market profile, as you can see, but they're centre forward, left wing, right wing. His current market value is at £16 million, and I think Xherdan Shaqiri is the exact same as well. He's around 15-16 million as well. So Liverpool could ask for, we could ask for about 20 million if we really wanted to, or not. Time will tell with that anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway. Let us know who you would sell. I know I can see a couple of people mentioning Minamino. We'll talk a little bit about Minamino if you guys want as well, and obviously him coming back from Southampton as well throughout the summer. Oh, no, not throughout the summer. Of course, he's going to come back, isn't he? Ben says, oh, let me get that back up. One player who doesn't get mentioned enough is Ruben Neves. Unreal player, still quite young, and I think we could still get him fairly cheap. To be fair, we was going to mention him tonight, but I personally don't see the move happening. Reports are suggesting Wolves want to sell him for about 25-30 million. Would you take Ruben Neves, Liverpool, Doug?
100%. Ruben Neves is an absolute talent, and he doesn't score simple goals. He always scores worldies. Yeah. So I would be 100% behind that move. Just because he just does the unthinkable and hits from 30, 35 yards. I think if you gave him a goal the season contender for Wolves, 99.9% he would be probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He is that good on a dead ball.
Yeah, no, he is. And look, I think he could be, a very good player. I personally don't see him moving to Liverpool. I think he could move. I think at Man City could be a good place for him, especially if he has Rodri behind him. Anyway, Top of the Cop says Poch to Spurs, Conte to Madrid, Zidane to PSG, meaning Mbappe stays at PSG. That's the sad thing. But we could hope. Maybe Jurgen's had a talk to Mbappe anyway. Ben says, I'm tuning in from Peru, fella. I already know, Ben. That is a complete lie. Top of the Cop says, Shaqiri makes way for Jules Koundé. Koundé, I think that's how you pronounce it. French international for Sevilla. Centre-back, which is needed. But, of course, we are signing Kanate.
Only way I see that is if Matip goes. Yeah,
I would agree with that, but it could be a good signing. But guys, let us know your thoughts on that. It's very interesting because I think if Kanate wasn't signing, I think Liverpool could look at him. But I think the fact that Kanate is signing, maybe next season, maybe if he stays at Sevilla one more season, then Liverpool could take a look at him.
It's quite funny that we're actually talking about Koundé. Who was the other one that we were linked with? Diego Carlos.
Diego Carlos, yeah, Diego Carlos. That was valued at like 70 million euros.
That has gone extremely quiet right now.
Remember when he got linked to 70 million euros, and we were like, oh, okay, Brazilian international, looks like he could be their number one centre back. And then we watched him in the Europa League final, and Jesus Christ, he made he made a few mistakes, and we were like, we're really going to pay 70 million quid for a Brazilian Dejan Lovren? Like, no.
Funnily enough, I don't know if it was me and you, but I actually remember messaging you throughout that final, and I'm like, I'm on Diego Carlos watch.
Mm.
He was terrible. He was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, please, are we actually going to spend 60 to 70 million on this guy? I really hope not.
I remember that. I remember we both watched it, and it was just like, Jesus. Inter should have won that final, and Jesus Christ. 1892 Reds podcast says, I drive Minamino to anywhere who wants him. Oh, for God's sake, lads! Like Ricky hates Genie Wijnaldum. Like, do you guys hate anyone else? Is this the thing? No, of course. But look, Leicester Till I Die is in as well. Although hopefully having a fantastic day. Saying,
Hello,
hands off
Chris.
Youri, you can't afford him. No, someone said that we couldn't afford Virgil van Dijk, and we got him for £75 million. I'm just saying. I think around 100 mil as well.
Oh.
We will talk about Youri Tielemans in a short moment. Ben says 100 mil is mad. Haha. Rez podcast says 1882 Rez podcast says no chance 100 mil. Ben says Minamino barely got a chance, and when he started performing, when he starts performing, will he get loaned out? Why is it okay to instantly get rid of him? I think the interesting thing with Minamino, I think either Jurgen keeps him for the season and uses him as that backup left wing or centre forward if Origi goes and we can't afford anyone, or he will get loaned out, I think, and get more experience somewhere else. Because I just think maybe he might do something, but then I don't know.
The problem with Minamino is, and obviously we'll talk about this tomorrow, I actually think we haven't found his actual best position. And I think that's why he was loaned out.
Yeah, because to be fair, like I can remember, back in, back in November and December, we were playing Takumi at like 1 minute he was playing, centre forward, then he was on the left against Palace. I think a game against Brighton, we played him as an 8, and I'm like, why are we playing him in so many positions? It's not normal. Jurgen was, testing him, and I think for me, the testing period for me, you do it in pre-season. You don't do it, in the middle of a season, unless, of course, someone can play there. And I think obviously his best game for us this season was against Crystal Palace on that left-hand side. But the problem is with that as well is that you have Diogo Jota that's there, and you also have the number one choice, Sadio Mane. I don't think he's going to get there. And I personally think as well, I think Jota even beats Minamino in a false 9 position as well. Because I don't think Jurgen's picking him ahead of Jota, either left wing or a centre forward as well. So, guys, let us know your thoughts on that anyway. Leicester Till I Die says, if we sold Maguire for 80 million, then Youri is worth 100 mil. Simples. Ben says, nobody to this day thinks Maguire was worth 18 million. United got mugged off, but that doesn't mean other teams won't be mugged off. Look, we have the best. To be fair, I think us and Leicester probably have the best people for transfers, because somehow they got 80 million for Harry Maguire, which makes me kind of depressed saying that Harry Maguire is the most expensive defender in world football. That just makes me depressed. Virgil van Dijk should have remained that. Anyway, Data asks, anyone seen Ben Davies? Seems to have gone AWOL. I don't know what you're talking about. Have we signed a player called Ben Davies?
Apparently he's had a calf injury. He was spotted at AXA, I think it was today or yesterday. And he's actually posted on Instagram that he's actually training for the start of next season. So he says, see you soon. So that's probably why he's not been matchday squad. He's actually injured his calf. So yeah, you have to wonder what they're actually doing in training, because another player gets injured.
Jurgen's been battering him. It's like you can't start. But look, that's been Liverpool's season, hasn't it? You know, centre back injured after injured after injured, and it's just I can't wait for next season where hopefully I don't have to talk about injuries as a centre backs for you guys. But look, will Ben Davies be sold in the summer? Who knows? I personally don't think he will be. I think he's going to be kept as 5th choice centre back, or even 6th choice centre back for next year. Anyway, Top of the Cop says also right back as well. Excuse me. For Trento into midfield. Is that for Kunde, or is that for or just a general question? I think Kunde only plays centre back. I don't think I've ever seen him play right back. But
I think Kunde's a centre back. Oh, also talk. I don't really want to bring them up, but Gareth Southgate. Did you see what he said about Trent?
No, we're not talking about Gareth Southgate, because if we do, I'm going to get in a rant. Like, this man is I don't want to swear, he's an idiot. I'm not even English as well.
He thinks that Trent has been a centre midfielder this season.
There we go. Kunde mainly played right back, mate. He's recently moved to centre back. Yeah, it could be.
That's interesting then.
It could be interesting. You know, if me personally, I don't see it happening this summer. But of course, if the opportunity is there, of course, Neco Williams, you know, he has another. Well, it looks to be he'll have another year as cover for Trent at right back, and of course, you know, Jurgen always likes to pick James Milner at right back as well, and left back whenever it is needed, of course. But if it was to happen, then look. What I've seen of him in La Liga, when I do watch La Liga, he looks a decent player. I wouldn't say I couldn't say just from watching on him that he's, you know, world class or anything like that. I know that, you know, people like Manchester United and Chelsea have been linked towards Varane over the last couple of weeks, so maybe Real Madrid might go for someone like that. Of course, already being in La Liga, so but of course they got to sort their manager problems at the minute, and of course they have to sort out their stadium not getting burnt down, because yesterday the Bernabeu was on fire. If anyone didn't see it on Twitter, I think hopefully everyone is okay before I do, you know, move on. Hopefully everyone was okay, and that, but it didn't look good, because of course, you know, they're trying to make the Bernabeu into this like glamorous new, you know, stadium, and then they, you know, of course, prime and ready for the Super League. If anyone wants to think if that's still going ahead anyway. Ben says, "I got the managerial skills of mine after a dose of morphine." The weird guy, for God's sake. What else do we have? Data says Wijnaldum spent the whole season passing the ball backwards. No data. No, Genie was a fantastic servant.
No Genie slander.
No, actually, even though he didn't do well this season. What? I didn't say anything. Ron says, can the LFC make swaps for our players who we need from other clubs? We never did it before, to my knowledge. I can't remember. Well, could you technically class Andy Robertson and Kevin Stewart?
Kevin Stewart.
Could you class that? I don't know whether or not if you could, because it was kind of, because obviously we sold Kevin Stewart and then we bought Andy Robertson. Is that kind of technically we're breaking it, but you know, I would technically class that as a swap deal, because it was practically the same price that we did it for. So I would technically class that as a swap deal. Anyway, anyone who dislikes Genie for simply moving on in his career needs to stop supporting the club, says Ben. I wouldn't say that much, but to be fair, Genie's been a fantastic servant for us anyway. But moving on to, I think that everyone is here to you know, maybe have a go at us for. Might not. We might do. But if I can quickly get it on screen for you guys right now, of course, we are talking about Youri Tielemans being linked towards Liverpool Football Club. Now, this isn't the first time, of course, he's been linked towards us. He's been linked for a couple of seasons. Before he signed for Leicester, and then of course he's been obviously now linked again due to Leicester missing out on Champions League football. We can quickly get it up for you guys as well. Does make it bigger. I really wanted to cover these three topics because of course you can see, but they're our good friend Mr. Anthony or LCFC buyer, but of course Youri Tielemans. This was of course the Dutch report or the Belgian report, sorry, that was inkling Liverpool have included Leicester City FA Cup hero Youri Tielemans in their target list to replace Gini Wijnaldum. And then, of course, I believe that Sven Klaas, however you want to pronounce it, did come out and say this: true, Liverpool are one of many options for Youri Tielemans, not concrete yet at the moment. I expect after the Euros he will decide where to go or stay. 30% chance, I'm guessing stay anyway. And look, I agree totally. This would break the bank for Liverpool anyway. And of course, Anthony said, but the thing is, he's an elite top tier midfielder with the potential to be world class, with us not needing to sell at the moment. And to be fair, Leicester don't have to sell at the moment because look, they're building for Champions League football. They're building to be able to have hopefully Champions League football next season. Of course, it was disappointing this season not making it. And for those guys, of course, if we had missed out, I know we would have been disappointed in that stage anyway. But I would agree, it would break the bank for Liverpool. There's no questions in that. Yeah. And Doug, like people were speaking about earlier, £100 million for a player of quality, he is quality, as we saw in the FA Cup final, winning, having the winning goal as well. Would Youri Tielemans be your favourite guy to replace Gini Wijnaldum, or do you think that there is, Youri Tielemans is, should just stay at Leicester for next season?
First of all, Youri Tielemans is a fantastic player. I think there's no denying that. I think he's probably been Leicester City's player of the season this season. There's no denying that. The goal in the FA Cup final. I mean, look, I think just the scenes after that game as well. The owner, Rodgers. It's just everything you want in a football club. It just shows you how much together the owner and the Rodgers and the fans are with the owner. It was just a lovely moment, and lovely to see him with the cup. And I love the wee moment that he pointed to his father as well. I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, Tielemans, look, I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be so pivotal in that Belgium team this summer as well. So I don't see it happening, in all honesty. I think Leicester have a chance of potentially, keeping him for sure. But it depends on the Euros. I suppose it depends on how he does at the Euros, and it'll depend on how well he wants to pursue a career. But in my opinion, I think he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I just think he is a certain starter in Leicester than Liverpool.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And, like Seamus said there, we need another Michael Edwards masterclass to pull off a deal if we did actually get Tielemans. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. And look, I'll show you the conversation that me and Anthony had on Twitter anyway, if I can pull it up on screen for you guys anyway, because of course I was questioning Anthony about this anyway, and he said could well happen at the end of next season. He said reports that he signed a new deal with a clause if we don't get UCL, then he can go, and Liverpool is a club his agent has talked to, which of course reading on that as well, that would say. And then I asked Anthony, how much do you think he could take for him to move this summer? And then Anthony said this summer, 85 million in installments, or 70 million lump sum. Which either way is a huge it's huge. It's a huge amount of money. Either way, if Liverpool want to sign Youri Tielemans for next season, I think he could work in a Jurgen Klopp system. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that, maybe, his stamina and his, just him as a player, he's not used to that pressing game, and, he has never done it in his career. But then, to be fair, I think if Jurgen Klopp looks at him and goes, that's the player I want, I think that is, pretty much it, isn't it? If Jurgen Klopp likes you, then, we know for a fact that, you are a quality player. And look, I think, like what Doug said, in the Euros, it's going to be, him and Kevin De Bruyne running that midfield for Belgium. Yeah. And look, what have we said over the last couple of years? If Liverpool need a Kevin De Bruyne type player, is Youri Tielemans that? Could very well be so, in many respects anyway. But Ben asks, what happened to the Neuhaus rumours? The rumours today, as far as I've seen anyway, is that Manchester City have entered the race for him, which, as Doug's reaction, we all know what happens when Man City look at you. Anyway, Leicester Till I Die says he's winning trophies at Leicester, winky face. And look, this isn't no disrespect towards Leicester. I know for a fact, like we've said, it's going to take the utmost of millions to sign him, and it will. It will take, a large sum of cash. Now, whether or not Liverpool will do that, I think if Liverpool identifies a player as the correct player, like we've seen with Virgil van Dijk, we will spend the money. We'll spend, 70, 75 million pounds. We've seen it with Naby Keita. We spent 48 million on that. That hasn't worked out for various reasons. And I think the one, the one good thing about Youri Tielemans is he's already Premier League proven. And I think that, sadly, would be a adding point towards Leicester. They'll go, look, he's done all of this. He's Premier League proven, and every time, they'll just add things and add things. Just the money stack will just keep on going up and up and up and up. And look, that is the sad thing. But look, if we do want to buy, world-class players, we are going to have to, cough out the money for them. And are FSG willing to do that? Are they willing to put it all out on what Klopp wants? Who knows? But I think Youri Tielemans would be a fantastic signing if Liverpool did do it anyway. Seema says, Aouar at Lyon is another rumour. Yes, he is another rumour. I've said it plenty of time. Jose Aouar for 30 million euros would be a fantastic signing. And Michael Edwards and Liverpool and FSG, get it done, because he's so versatile and he's so good. Leicester Till I Die says, good show, lads. I'm off ski. Well done on third this season. Don't worry, mate. I will try and get you on the channel soon. Maybe we'll talk about top four and what happened. Anyway, but thank you for tuning in as well, and having a little bit of conversation with Youri Tielemans as well. I know lots of fans, Leicester fans, will be watching this and going, like, they're mentioning our best player, like they shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's transfer season, it's silly season. We can talk about it, to be fair. It says, can you really see LFC paying 70 million for Tielemans? Be very surprised if they did. No. I can't, but for me, I'm always like that. Did I imagine Liverpool spending 75 million pounds on a centre back? No, I didn't.
No.
When it happened, we were all like, 75 million quid, like, you mad? So, like I said, if Jurgen wants him, Jurgen will have him, realistically. So that is the thing anyway. Jeannie says, evening, Reds. Hello, Jeannie. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate. But yeah, it's the and Doug, we obviously spoke about the likes of Divock Origi and Xherdan Shaqiri being out as well. Could you see any more midfielders leaving, if to make room for a big money signing, if that was the case?
I think only the one I would probably say be Ox. think Ox might move on. I mean, obviously the loanees are going to come back. I think Origi will be gone. I think Wolfson will be gone. Grujic, I expect to go as well. Woodburn, to be honest, I'm surprised Woodburn's still there. The amount of like loan deals he's had. And yeah, like obviously he was on the bench for the the last home game, but even then I can't see him staying. So I'd say Woodburn, Ox, Grujic would probably be the ones to go, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Grujic is a hard one for me this summer because he's had a good season at Porto. I don't think he's had an incredible season. I think he's had a decent season. And if you're looking for, a backup for Fabinho, could Grujic be that for next season? I said it last season. I think, he could have done it for this year. I think we bloody well needed a midfielder for Fabinho being put at centre-back, of course. But, look, I think Liverpool are going to spend this summer, and I think we're going to spend quickly. We've already seen how quick we've been in terms of getting Canate done. It's all done and dusted by the things, but by the looks of things anyway. And we're looking just for the announcement now from both Liverpool and Leipzig and Canate. Of course, Canate was in France, I believe. Collecting things and that. And of course, Doug said earlier. Well, I think Doug said it when we were off stream. Canate will be going to the under-21 tournament as well. So I think everyone will want that done before, of course, he does go there anyway. But yeah, I think Liverpool are going to be quick this summer. I don't think there's going to be any, January type vibes where, we're literally on transfer deadline day rushing around ourselves, making content and videos and things like this. I don't think there will be anything like that this season.
Touch wood.
Touch was, that is the thing. That is touch wood. It's always exciting. It's transfer deadline, then it's always exciting.
Yeah, of course it is.
But making content at like 1 o'clock in the night is a bit it's a bit strenuous for us, to be fair. But look, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let us know, do you think Liverpool will get their business done nice and early, or do you think they will prolong it and we won't get Mbappe until the end of the summer? I'm joking. Mbappe's not happening this summer. It's happening next summer. Ben says Grujic could be an excellent squad player. Yep, I would agree with that as well. Ginny says if we were signing anyone from Leicester, it would be Ndidi. No, I think you're looking at even more for Ndidi. If I'm being perfect.
Ndidi.
That was an easy one. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for this anyway. But Ginny says Tielemans is a lazy player when it comes to pressing. Very, very interesting. I don't think he's lazy. I think seeing what Leicester fans have been saying, it's the fact that he's never had to do it before. In terms of of course, Jurgen, he likes his midfielders to press. He likes to chuck his midfielders at everything. And could Tielemans do that? We haven't really seen it, so we wouldn't really know in that aspect of things. Ben says leaving the stream for that. Jesus Christ.
For my joke, I think.
For God's sake. Well, what have you done, Doug? What have you done? But no, look, I think we could. I think we could, of course, go for someone like a Tielemans, Jose Aouar, a Basuma. We're getting linked with loads of midfielders, which is some case good, some case bad. Of course, a lot of crap that does come out. And look, Youri Tielemans to Liverpool, it could be full of crap. But as we saw from of course, I think he's a Leicester. Journalist, I think, saying 100% true that Liverpool and Youri Tielemans' agent has spoken. That was Anthony that said that. But he said Liverpool are interested in looking at him. And look, it could happen, it could not happen. But that, like we said, silly season is about transfers will be talked about. And look, Mbappe and Haaland to Liverpool is still an optional thing. We might not, look at it anyway. And one thing we do have to say as well before we do go that we haven't mentioned, and as you can see by the nice grin on my face, and thank you Gareth Davies for saying good evening. Of
Good
course,
evening.
good evening. Of
Good
course,
evening.
Manchester United absolutely bottled the Europa League final last night against Villarreal. But look, let's not take anything away from Villarreal. United just couldn't get past them.
Manchester United are the only team to have been beaten in the Champions League, the Europa League, and the European Super League.
Take that however you want. To be fair, as well, it was the fact that it went like, and Manchester United fans, they've criticised Jurgen Klopp with substitutions and things like this, and enjoy Europa League football, and it's well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes his first substitution last night on 99 minutes, which is a bit wasn't him, and that's all I saw last night. It was Manchester United fans crying about not winning a Europa League final. And what was the one thing that they kept on about Liverpool? Oh, enjoy Europa League, by the way. Like,
yeah,
I think we'll be enjoying Champions League football next season. And yeah, it's just nice to see that Alberto Moreno on Instagram taking the absolute mockery out of Manchester United, which was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love to see Alberto Moreno taking the mick.
Once a red, always a red, isn't they?
Yeah, that is very much true as well. But Ben says, imagine if we signed De Bruyne. Haha, he's a Liverpool fan. He is indeed a Liverpool fan. We could sign, in Youri Tielemans, the opposite version of De Bruyne, if you want to call him that. I don't know. It was a good evening for football last night. It was indeed, mate. And Ben also said Ollie is clueless. Give him a 10-year contract. Give him that 10-year contract. As we love to see it anyway.
What did Rio Ferdinand used to say?
Oh, for God's sake.
Get the contract on the table and just get Ollie to sign. Ollie is at wheel, man. He's doing his business.
Oh, for God.
How many trophies?
Remember when they obviously beat PSG due to a lucky penalty? I will say to this day, it was a very lucky penalty, and then got absolutely slaughtered by Barcelona the next round of fixtures. And,
actually, no. Actually, wait. Their only trophies: Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month. Oh, actually, what happened to where was Bruno last night? Disappeared. We couldn't see him.
He doesn't perform in big games. That's the thing with Bruno Fernandes. Gareth says 21 is coming. They said winning a treble. They said it ending up winning nothing. It's too funny. It is funny. It's absolutely fantastic. Remember in January when they were top of the league and they were and this is the thing, see, that makes me absolutely laugh like ridiculously. It's the fact that they gave up a title. They gave up a Premier League title to screw Liverpool for Champions League football, and it massively failed. Failed. So they're saying to us, oh yeah, we're going to give up winning a Premier League trophy. We're going to give up the opportunity to win the first league title since 2012, sorry. And the fact that they gave that up to try and spoil Liverpool's top four hopes, and it absolutely backfired with Mo Salah and co.
It says it all, really, when they're having one of their best seasons. Yeah, they only finished 5 points above us.
Yeah, exactly. And United fans will mention that, mind. They'll go, "Oh, we finished second." It was like only 5 points, and it was our worst ever season.
Yeah, only 5 points.
They're freaking hilarious. Ben says, come on, PS, after the stream. Boys, we might do. But to be fair, speaking about end of stream, I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in towards tonight's stream. Thank you to everyone that has, commented on the video. It's very much appreciated on the live stream. Also, as well, if you're watching on repeat as well, please feel free to leave a comment. Any Leicester fans, anyone else as well, then please do leave a comment down. And of course, myself and Doug will leave a comment on there. And as well, if you're new to the Cop Council as well, then please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 500 subs. I think we're 27 away. Is it? Or 26 away?
27, yeah.
Yeah, so fingers crossed we can get there. If you could help us, then it would be very much appreciated, as always. But Doug, have you got anything else to say before we head off, my friend?
No, thank you very much for having me. And tomorrow, guys, I have a very good stream tomorrow, 7 o'clock. The Friday LFC Focus, we will be ranking the player ratings for the 2020-21 Liverpool squad tomorrow. So come and join us. Come and have some debate. I'm pretty sure it'll be lively. There'll be myself, Connor, Jack, Dan from the Mighty Reds TV, Sophie, and also Owen Thomas. Yes, the David Attenborough sounding person. He'll be with us as well. So 7 o'clock tomorrow should be very, very interesting. Last show for a while as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and look, I think it's going to be very, very interesting tomorrow. I think a lot of us are going to have different opinions and thoughts. Spoilers, I'm giving Naby Keita a 10. But no, look, last comment there before we head off. Thoughts on the new kit? I don't mind it now.
Oh God! Someone actually said in the comments on my actual kit video that it would grow on me, and actually it has.
It's grown on me. Yep, it was okay for me, and now I like it, and it's.
I actually like it on the players. And actually, I don't like it. It looks red. It doesn't look orange. It actually looks a red now. So,
was it coral? Is it coral the official color for it?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's a weird thing. It's like whatever was on our third kit this season. Some people said it was orange. Some people said it was red. Some people said it was pink. It's exactly that. Like Nike just trying to. Just think.
This is just so random. It just came in my head. But just think of sea anemones. They live in corals.
For God's sake. I think it's time to end. Genie says tar lads anyway. But no, thank you to everyone that has tuned in towards the video. I do very much appreciate it as always. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Lets me know that you do like the transfer videos. And all this is of course just rumors, nothing concrete. Hopefully tomorrow there will be news about Ibrahim Konate. That will be officially done hopefully tomorrow. If not, it'll be done over the weekend. I'm pretty sure of it, unless all of us just go onto Twitter and go to Fabrizio Romano. Where the hell's Konate and where the hell's the announcement?
Just refresh. Just keep refreshing every 2 minutes, and then something will happen.
Or they'll just make an announcement video like they did with Mo, go and announce Konate, and then Konate announced. They'll just do something like that. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. Everyone, please go and subscribe to Doug's channel as well. I forgot to say that as well. Please go and head over there as well. Doug's links are in the video description down below. But
go and subscribe to Connor first.
Yeah, subscribe to me as always. Subscribe. I've shut that out now and I can't hear anything. But yeah, as always, please, the support is unreal and I do very much appreciate it as always. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and we will see you all very, very soon.